And I'm told that you and your team are very popular in Liberia, and you've been able to deal with, these motorbike menace. How were you able to deal with it?
That was a political situation like most other law enforcement engagement, but persistent. The dedication of the officers and continuous engagement. We've been able to gain a lot of success. There's been setbacks due to the politics, but I mean, we separated it and we've continued to persevere on them. We have no-go zones, but now we have an emerging issue, the tricycle, which is what we also have to start to deal with as well. But I think more to the success of that is the ability of the officers to serve amidst all of the many constraints that we have as a police service.
How were they able to go about it? We want to learn from you. Since you're coming to learn from Ghana, we also would want to learn. That's also a menace in this country. Okay. Specifically, how were you able to deal with it?
So when we started to engage the motorcycle issue, we were engaging it from a point that it was public safety issue. We looked at the number of accidents, we went back to the records, we took the stats. It was just increasing on how many deaths there were related to a motorcycle. So we engaged it as just a public safety issue, but little did we know that there were other effects. So how we started, we imposed a 10 o'clock curfew on the movement of motorcycle. When that was imposed, immediately there was a stark decrease in criminal activities. So with that, then we came up and started to restrict their movement. We have go zone and no go zone. So after that was done, it started to bring them down, and we had our own days. We had our rough days. We had days that there were exchanges with the motorcycle and the police, but we remain the police. We're law enforcers. We remain within the confines of the law and continue to enforce, and that's how we were able to get through that.
If allowed and checked, could they pose any security threat, particularly during an election?
Yes, 100%. Vulnerability is an issue. Most of the guys who are riding these motorcycles, they're between employable and almost unemployable youth. We talk about youth unemployment, but there are some youth that are just unemployable. So I mean, they see this as a means of, some of them see it as a goodwill to be able to fend for their family. Some of them see it as a means to carry out criminal activities, and they're so vulnerable and gullible that they're easily persuaded. So in our plans, we've looked at them as a part of the stakeholders. So there's a lot of effort going towards engaging this group, trying to bridge the gap between they and the police, informing them of their civic responsibility, informing them of the need not to be used by people who have their own agenda. I mean, just for a couple of days, and then the next thing you have a lifetime of pain. This sub-region, peace in this sub-region is very, very crucial and important to us all. Not just the absence of violence, but I mean the burden that it poses on the economy within the region. Because if there's war in Liberia and there's some unrest, we are going to come to Ghana, we're going to go to Cote d'Ivoire, we're going to go all over, and it's going to be a burden for the already struggling economy. So the preservation of the peace and the respect of the democracy all over is very, very key to us all. And we're here to also just extend our word to the people of Ghana to let them know that we respect you all, and we know that you've done it before and you're going to do it again. So we're just here to learn from them and take the message back home, because we believe that you all are peace-loving people, and you are going to uphold those values and respect and preserve the democracy here.
But while you're here to learn from us, we can also learn from you. So sure. On election day, for instance, if you have these motorbikes, being ridden about recklessly, how do you advise the police deals with such a situation?
Well, there had to have been a long-term plan in place in dealing with this before tomorrow. You cannot come up rarely today and say this is what's going to happen tomorrow. So I'll expect that the movement, there should be somewhere in the plan that will dictate how they're going to operate tomorrow, and not in droves as they usually do, and then cause chaos. So as part of our plan, there's going to be further restriction, especially around the campaign season. You're not going to breach the no-go zone, which will be areas that people will want to go and campaign, wishing that they could have these motorcycles in huge numbers following them. So there will be restrictions put in place before time, and it's my hope that it has been done here as well, because they're easily violent. I mean, they can just go violent with one telephone call, one text message. I mean, people do not try to even find out what the facts are. Once they hear it, I mean, they just go for it because it's already there, and they're just looking for something to spark it.
Well, of course, there's a plan, and we've been told that they're not allowed, within a certain meters radius of the polling centers.